Welcome to Miami Realtors On-Demand Training. Your Miami trainers today featuring form simplicity. Join us at miamirealtors.com. Click on the gateway. This will bring you to the dashboard. Log in with your license and password. Click through to Matrix. Find your external links. Click to Form Simplicity. Also, from your dashboard page, you could simply come down, find Form Simplicity, and click through. Once in Form Simplicity, you may get a pop-up message. You can close and look through it. This would be your home page. Starting with Form Simplicity is easy. Make sure you note that there is a help area on the top right-hand side. If you click Help, it opens up a new window. This new window brings you to the Form Simplicity Help Center, where you have knowledge information, getting started, how-to videos, and training guides. On the upper right-hand corner, the Contact Us button allows you to see the knowledge articles, phone support, open a case, and online chat. Phone support and online chat are available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5. The direct phone number is 407-587-1450. Remember that Florida Realtors offers a tech helpline, and this is part of the services. Xing out here on the lower right brings us back to the Help Center. Click over back to Form Simplicity, and notice that there is a preference area. Every system has its preferences and items, and we click through here to add yours. If you have not upgraded to have e-sign, when you click account information, you could upgrade right here. This will have your information, but it may not contain your cell phone or your work number. Go ahead and put it in. Once you finish with your info, go ahead and click Save Changes. It will tell you your preferences were updated successfully. Then click to email notifications, and if you have them off, as is shown here, simply go ahead and turn them on. This allows you to get email notifications for when a task is due, a fax is received, you receive an email with an attachment, a comment is made on a shared file, an agent submittal transaction checklist. The email that will receive the notification is the one that you type into here. Go ahead, type your email address. To save, as always, click Save, and the system will notify you that your preferences were updated successfully. Continue to Email Signature. Here in Email Signature, take a minute and add some type of signature field, including regards, best wishes, etc., sincerely, your name, title, and this is simple text. So take a minute and write in your broker's name, the brokerage name, the address, phone number, cell phone, to reach you, email address, and very importantly, click Save Changes. We are now done with our preference area. Now, for our main home page, click back to Home. Sometimes we need a blank form. You need to find the form to transact with. The brokerage tells you what form to use. We here are showing you how to click and use Form Simplicity. If we come to blank forms, note that if you're a Miami member, you would have Board of Miami, Florida, and Fannie Mae as a minimum. You can click through and under Board, find these wonderful input forms for the MLS. Notice that if you open up Florida, you will find all of the Florida forms in alphabetical order. If you were searching for one in particular, you could come here, search Forms Library, and type in the as is, or the form you're looking for, select to search. If you would like to open to review it, simply click. When clicking on the form, it will open up in an HTML format available for you to type into. You can come in, type, info, okay. On the top, you can print. Sometimes you're going to go meet your customer. You need to print, save, look at, or close out. Let's go ahead and save and create a transaction. If it's for an existing transaction, you can choose that, and for a new one, you can name it. Normally, you would name the transaction the address. You would then come to Property Type Select, select the transaction type, in this case a purchase, click Save Form. What this does is has now created a folder with your as is inside. So if I close out, I'm actually in a transaction. Transactions now look like this. You can personalize by adding a photo, right? You have the information of the full address, of property type transaction, and a transaction email. This email is meant for you to send and forward information that you would like to have stored for this transaction in Form Simplicity. To add data or import data, simply click to import, and you can use an ML number or a tax service info. In this case, let me show you. For MLS number, it would just be the MLS listing number and import. For tax, you can actually come in select the county by scrolling down and click Find Tax Data. This will permit you to select from the choices found at the county level, and you can click. Once you verify the information, you can save it, and this will now help you fill out your forms. If I needed to add an additional form, I can simply click Add Form and go to the blank library or form package and start to search. Let's say I need a walkthrough. Select to search. I find it, click on it, add it to the transaction. Note, some of the fields will be automatically populated by information I've gathered from my import data. So if I clicked on the as is now, the information brought from the tax service is now here. I can save, X out. If I would like to email, I could do it simply. Items that I could do for free is select my forms, and I can choose to print or email, fax. This delete is not to delete the transaction. This is, oops, I picked the wrong form and I would like to delete it. Copy to a transaction may mean copying the forms that I filled here into a new transaction. Downloading would be to create a zip file that you can then have as a PDF on your computer. If I needed to delete the transaction, it's up here. Notice that it'll ask me, are you sure? If you really wanted to delete, you would click Delete Transaction. I don't want to do that right now. I do want to send this. So if I select, I can click Email. Email my subject. Go ahead and explain forms to sign. Dear customer. And the email address here is the same as this one, indicating to the customer that if they'd like to return files directly to the system, they can do so here. My signature comes directly from what I'd written, and always send a copy to myself. Send the email, and now my customer receives it. Let's act now and see what the customer would get. If I come in now, I see the email from Form Simplicity as a customer. If the customer would like to fill it out, he could copy here and actually forward. I myself could forward too if the customer sends me a copy instead of sending it directly to Form Simplicity to have my files up to date, and I click Send. Coming back to Form Simplicity, I want to give you a sample of the e-sign. Once I'm in my transaction, I can simply click e-sign, create a session, and if I have upgraded to have e-sign in Form Simplicity, the session will bring me to the e-sign. I need to title it. Make sure that I put to all signers at once in case I have more than one person signing. Click Next. Add signers. Select once I've added the signer. Click Next. Choose whom is what. So whether they're buyer or seller. Click Next. Select the forms. Click Next. Now I can edit them. So if there was a signature missing, or something needed to be initialed, something needed to be filled out, I could add it all in. If something had not been checked, I could check it. I could click Next. It'll ask me if I want my markup. Yes. I could use this for offers and counter offers. I get one final review. Click Next. Once it's here and we're ready, we click Next. Review. Next. Now send out our email. Put in review and sign. And the session has come. Here's the detail that you get, that the items has been sent. Now let's follow through as a customer. Switching over to my Gmail, I receive as a customer for you to view what they get. And here's why I used review and sign. When writing to them, I said, please review and sign, indicating that they should click. You could actually put, please click review and sign. When they do this, it will start their process. They will come, select their signature, agree to the terms of use, start. Click the Start button, put in their initials, and go through every page since it's a Florida form. They can actually stop and read or print the forms if they like. But what I want you to see is that it does prompt them to do the next item, not allowing them to skip anything of importance or anything that you may have marked for them to see. Once they are done, all they have to do is mark it as yes, and the system will congratulate them. They can actually click and get a copy. Now us back to form simplicity and the transaction. If I click through the transaction or home, I should see my transaction on top as the newest or latest. If I click in it, there's a couple of things I want to show you. Number one, you got the original file back here. If I come to my files on top, I should be able to see eSign and what's happened with eSign. eSign does take a little bit of a while, but I did want you to see that in the transactions, you do have the information that we sent ourselves. Now that I come back, this is the original one that I sent back when I was testing to show you the email works. Remember, they got it from the email? Here is the eSign session. An important part, sometimes they're going to ask you if there's some type of certification or information. If I click here, I want you guys to see that there is a certificate of authenticity that says what IP address was used, the signature used, what the person has said. Now, when you're conveying this to the other realtor, you can simply select the two forms that are required. And now simply do what? Email. It's that easy to e-sign. Now continuing with our training. When I complete this transaction, I should really come in and add more info. I'm going to come to home and show you some options. So if in fact this was sold, I should really come in and put my status as closed. If I wanted to see more information, right, I can always come to view all and select to filter what I would like to see. So let's say I'm going to select a filter. I just want my closed transactions. Then I would only view the closed ones, including the one I just showed you. How do I archive? Just select an archive, and then that would be in the archive transactions. What about my tasks? If you added a tasks, you would click through here and see your tasks. How can I add tasks to my transactions? Well, let's come to the home page. Let's find it. If I really had tasks for here, I could scroll down and add something like inspection date. The system then, on the date I have chosen, will email me and remind me that I have an inspection date for my transaction. That task is now located under tasks. My files. Here's information on files that I can add, e-sign sessions, emails that I have sent through the system, faxes I may have received. Coming back to the home page. If I come back to home and I scroll down a bit, I'm going to see form package and clause. If I click on clause, if your broker has not added clauses to the system, you can come and add them here. 1, 2, 3 sample. 1, 2, 3 sample clause. For wording, make sure you speak to your broker and the people in the office. So how would I use this? Oh, let's say that I have to add that to my paperwork. I would click into the transaction that I want to add that to, open up the document that I would like to add it to by clicking on it, and then my clauses would be up here. So in this as is, let me go down to page 11 and find that one little section. For additional terms, click in, and actually I can now come in and insert that clause. Click next, insert the clause, save it, and that's as easy. Coming back to my home page, if I wanted to create a package, now what is a package? You may have packages from your brokerages, and you may have your own packages that you want to create. If you look at create a package, it's going to let you create one. Now, let's come to the top. If I come into forms, blank forms, right? Here are the forms I have, right? And if I click on form packages, here is where you can check to see if your broker has created. If your brokerage has created some, ask. These may be the forms that you're required to use. If you do not have any, but you have a list of forms required, creating a package is as easy as coming to the home page or blank in form packages and clicking create a new package. Packages are meant to have all of your paperwork ready to go, so when you need to transact, instead of searching, you have them all together. Whether you use them or not, they would be here. So we can name it 2020 form package for test. Once I do that, it becomes available here. I simply click through, and here I can add forms and upload files. Click add form. Let's say I need an as is. Let's say I need a lead-based paint. The pamphlet, add it, right? And now, once I've done this, I've saved it to my package. Next time I need to transact, if I come to home just to show you, if I click new transaction, it'll ask me if I want to start from my package. And that's how easy it is to use Form Simplicity. Thank you for being a Miami member.